Gunfire echoed through the warehouse. Elvis ducked behind a stack of crates, sweat dripping down his face as he tried to catch his breath. Somewhere in this dark, chaotic space, Anya was waiting, scared, alone, and running out of time. The guards were getting closer, their footsteps echoing like a countdown. Elvis knew one thing for sure. He couldn't fail. But to understand how he got here, we have to go back to where it all started, with a disappearance that shattered a family and left a town with too many secrets.
10 years ago, Tommy Beller disappeared without a trace. He was a hard-working father who always put his family first. Tracy, his teenage daughter, looked up to him. They had big plans together. He was going to teach her how to drive, take her on a road trip, and one day, walk her down the aisle. But all of that ended suddenly when Tommy's car was found abandoned near a gas station. His wallet and phone were missing, and there was no sign of him. People said he ran away, that he couldn't handle the pressure of life. But Tracy never believed that, not for a second.
Tracy held on to her memories of him. She remembered the way he laughed at his own bad jokes and how he would always tell her, "You're stronger than you think." Those memories gave her strength, even when people doubted her. Now, at 25, Tracy is a successful social media influencer with a big following and a bright smile. But behind the camera, she's still the little girl searching for her dad. Determined to find the truth, she hires Elvis Cole, a private investigator known for solving the toughest cases. And this case, it's going to push him to his limits.
Elvis starts his investigation in Rancha, the small town where Tommy was last seen. At first, the town seems peaceful, with tree-lined streets and friendly neighbors. But as Elvis starts asking questions, the atmosphere changes. Smiles turn cold, and people avoid him. One person stands out, though. Sadie Givens, an ex-con trying to rebuild her life. She runs a small thrift store on the edge of town. Sadie is polite, but her hands tremble as she talks, and her eyes seem to avoid his. Her teenage daughter Anya stands nearby, watching Elvis nervously. Sadie insists she doesn't know anything about Tommy, but Elvis can tell she's hiding something.
As Elvis digs deeper, the tension in Rancha grows. People begin whispering behind his back and closing their doors when they see him coming. Then, one night, everything changes. While reviewing his notes in his motel room, Elvis hears a faint noise outside. At first, it's just the sound of gravel crunching under heavy boots. Then, the window shatters, and two masked men rush in. They beat him badly and leave him with a warning. "Leave Rancha, or end up like Tommy." For most people, that would be the end. But Elvis isn't most people.
Knowing he's onto something big, Elvis calls in Joe Pike, his partner and a former Marine. Joe is quiet and calm, but his presence alone is enough to make most people uneasy. Together, they start piecing together the truth about Rancha. They uncover old police reports with missing pages, suspicious witness statements, and whispers about a smuggling ring operating in the shadows. As they get closer to the truth, the threats become more serious. But the real turning point comes when Anya, Sadie's daughter, disappears. One moment she's walking home from school, and the next, she's gone.
Sadie is devastated. For years, she's stayed quiet to protect herself and Anya. But now, with her daughter missing, she can't stay silent anymore. She breaks down and tells Elvis and Joe the truth. 10 years ago, Tommy discovered a smuggling operation in Rancha. The ring was involved in trafficking people and illegal goods. Tommy tried to help Sadie escape, but when he got too close to exposing the operation, they made him disappear. Sadie has been living with the guilt ever since, knowing her silence cost Tommy his life.
Armed with this new information, Elvis and Joe set out to find Anya. Their search leads them to a warehouse on the edge of town. The place is surrounded by barbed wire and armed guards, making it look more like a fortress than a warehouse. Inside, the air is heavy with the smell of oil and damp concrete. As they move through the building, they hear a muffled cry. Following the sound, they find Anya, chained to a wall, her face streaked with tears. But before Elvis can reach her, a voice calls out from the shadows. "Going somewhere?"
The ringleader steps into the light, surrounded by armed guards. The tension is unbearable. Then, without warning, the room erupts into chaos. A gunfire roars as Elvis and Joe fight for their lives. Joe, ever the soldier, takes down the guards with precision, while Elvis uses the distraction to reach Anya and break her chains. But the ringleader, desperate to escape, sets the warehouse on fire. Flames spread quickly, filling the air with smoke and heat. The building becomes a death trap. But Elvis and Joe refuse to give up.
In a final heart-pounding showdown, Elvis and Joe manage to overpower the ringleader and escape the burning warehouse with Anya in tow. Outside, the cool night air feels like a blessing as police cars arrive, sirens wailing. The smugglers are arrested and their operation is shut down. But the victory is bittersweet. The truth about Tommy finally comes to light. He didn't abandon his family. He sacrificed everything to protect them.
Tracy finally gets the closure she's been searching for. Her father wasn't a coward. He was a hero. The pain of losing him will always stay with her, but knowing the truth brings her peace. Sadie and Anya also begin to heal, finally free from the fear and guilt that haunted them. And Elvis and Joe? They walk away, their mission complete, ready for whatever challenge comes next.
If this story kept you hooked, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with your feedback or suggestions for future stories. Your ideas help us grow and bring you more exciting tales. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.